Simma man, how are you, Habibi?
I'm great, thank you. Good to see you,
Man,
and it's a true honor to have a good chat with you.
Habibi, thank you. It's great honor to have you, and it's amazing to actually, like you're one of Dubai's old people. We're like the guards, the old guards of Dubai, and it's so nice to connect with people who've been here for a long time and who, I would say we are the people that really invested in Dubai and were passionate about it in the early days, and we were like we fought for it to put it on the world map. So it's so nice to see people like you.
We created the beautiful road for the rest of the generations to explore.
100%, and Dubai deserves it.
Absolutely,
Dubai is
absolutely.
honestly, it's the best place anyone.
But we both are too young for to say this.
No, we're talking about a couple of years ago. So yeah, man, it's great to have you, honestly.
Thank you, thank you.
And of course, we share the same passion, which is cigars. And I remember you from the art scene. And the next thing, I see this guy is winning Hombre del Habano in 2023, which is like, how did that happen? So take us on the cigar journey. I'd love to know how that transition happened.
So thank you, Mr. D. To this is I don't call this as a kind of this is a chat with two friends. We're talking about cigars and the cigar lifestyle and culture and general, uh, what we call it, a lifestyle of passion because that's what we both into. I was always been smoking cigars. I was always been part of cigars. When I met you a long time ago, there was a bit of art scene at the time. You might have not seen me smoking cigars because those places where we were hanging out, they were not allowing us to smoke cigars. But I was always on the side. I was smoking cigars. I was working in the industry. I'm still working in the industry with the cigar world, and it took. I joined the world of cigars by 2024, and when you met me, I was there. But art was something which was within me, and I was also exploring that part. And later, I put all my passion to the cigar world, traveling to Cuba, working hard in the world of community of cigar culture. And Hombre de la Mano is something that knocks your door as a surprise, as a uninvited guest, but this is your best friend. And then he's just knocking and he stated, "Hey, here I am, and here is your award." And for what? No, because of the good things what you have done for the cigar culture, the good things we have done to expand the education in the world of cigars. And when I received it, I was like, "Oh wow, did I do something that extraordinary to receive this?" When you look back, because this is like living the life in the cigar world. I always said this, it cannot be treated as a job. It cannot be treated as something that you do on the side. You have to live it. And I was blessed, and my opportunity that I'm working in the industry that helps me to live the life. You wake up thinking about cigar. You go to bed thinking about cigar. You dream about cigar. All your day is around and surrounded with cigars. The people you meet, the way you dress. In the shower, I'm thinking about what cigar I'm going to smoke today. So this is all about, it's living the life of cigars. So there is a lot of passion in it. You haven't seen me with a lot of cigar connection in the last few years. However, here we are. I mean, I know you, you know me, and then we both know we smoke cigars and we enjoy good cigars, and exclusively Cuban cigars, and that's what we explore and enjoy the most. And I can't have this conversation without lighting up a cigar. You know that, right?
Of course. I mean, I've been waiting for that moment.
It's kind of
I,
morning. So, when I was leaving my home, I was thinking that what cigars because it's all about planning.
mm,
Because you cannot just think that okay, just go grab this cigar and immediately smoke them. Because we have to think about what cigar you smoke, what would you like, what kind of size it would be, what kind of blend, what kind of flavor it could be in the morning with the coffee. So I'm going to do something unusual this time because it's kind of morning. This is my first cigar, and I enjoy my first cigar of the day more than any other cigar because our palate is so fresh and we woke up after a good sleep, and this is something that I enjoy the most. And I'm sure it's the same for you. Uh, Usually people always say, I say the same, that you should start a cigar lighter in body in the morning, and then you can go with a medium body in the afternoon, and then further on strong. We're going to do something different. We will start with the medium bodied cigar,
Cool.
and we're going to make an exception this time because this year is something very special. This year is the 60th anniversary of Cohiba cigars.
Wow.
And this is the uh, flagship brand of Habanos. This is the holy grail cigar brand of Earth. And I've chosen a cigar which is also connected with the 50th anniversary of Cohiba. So this is a Cohiba Medio Siglo.
Fantastic.
And this was released in 2016 as part of the 50th anniversary of Cohiba. And the box is from 2023, so it has a good 2 to 3 years old,
Nice.
which is so refined, and it's perfectly well to smoke now, even before. But people will always say that a little bit of age,
like wine,
like
like
wine, a
red
little bit
wine.
of 2 to 3 years
Yeah.
of age.
Yeah.
Starting from 2 to 3 years of age, it can actually helps to enjoy this cigar in much better manner than just brand new box
When
from the
it's
shelf.
fresh still, yeah.
Yeah, there are plus minus. Sometimes I enjoy the one from the shelf too.
Yeah, yeah.
So this is the cigar that we are smoking. I don't know when is the last time. I'm sure you smoked it, but when is the last time you put your hands on a Medio Siglo? Because now these days Cohibas are a little bit,
Man,
you know.
listen, don't start me on this. I was telling someone the other day. I remember buying a box of 25 Robustos for like 2,000 dirhams. Now I see them for 20,000 dirhams, and I'm like, why didn't I invest in cigars?
I mean, many of our friends had invested in cigars. Cigars had gone to something crazy. I would say in early 2021, 22, the prices of particularly two cigar brands had gone crazy. That was Cohiba and Trinidad.
Trinidad.
So
yes.
Cohiba and Trinidad went through a 400%, more than 400% of price increase for many reasons.
Yeah.
Scarcity is one, the huge demand, and people start to smoke more during the COVID time. And when you look into it, a lot of youngsters, back in the time, the cigar was a game of elderly people who have made in their life because there is a little bit of money required to enjoy this good lifestyle
Time.
and time. So these two things are together with a lot of people who have some money, let's say. But today there are cigars for everybody.
Yeah.
And when I educate people about cigars, I always say this: listen, it's not the cigar is only for the rich. There are cigars for 20 dirham. There are cigars for 200,000 dirham. And you can actually choose what you like based on your pocket, based on the taste, the blend, many factors. So, but if you want to smoke a Cohiba, I mean, you need to have a refined taste. So this is the cab of 25.
Amazing.
A beautiful Medio Siglo. You got to smell this. And I always do this when I take a box of cigar. If you have the ability to enjoy this aroma, one of the most significant part of the Cohiba cigar is its aroma. And you got to enjoy it.
That looks beautiful. Wow. I like the size.
Pick
Beautiful.
one. It's better to do it
Where?
like this. Like this.
Okay. See?
You get the best.
There you go.
There you go. If it's not for the aroma, Cohiba wouldn't exist. Because the story of Cohiba is about a bodyguard of Fidel Castro smoking a particular cigar. They call it a fuma, which is a cigar which is made kind of bespoke cigar. And then he was smoking it, and the aroma was so exciting for Fidel, El Comandante Fidel Castro. And he's like, "What are you smoking? Give it to me. Let me try."
Yeah.
And then he tried it. He loved it. And then he made it for himself first, and for the diplomats, and for the state heads. And then later it became commercialized in 1982. So I always said this: he did not try it to say that it's good. He approached on the cigar just because of the aroma was so powerful.
Yeah.
It's perfumery, and it's
That's
something
beautiful.
unique, and that is some significance of cigars in general, but Cohiba to go with.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
All right.
So, how many cigars do you smoke a day? That's my next
Ooh,
question to you.
it's a very interesting question. I see, like you said before, time is a very important factor.
Yeah.
And some days I smoke one or two, and some days you smoke three, four.
Okay.
There are times that I smoked more than 10, 12, 14 cigars. But
No.
that was when you travel to Cuba, when you have festival, because
Okay.
Cuba does a great festival every year in February, the Festival del Habano. And naturally, we don't take the cigars from our mouth, except the part that we are going to sleep. Even when we are eating, we are puffing, we are talking, we are puffing, we are in the car, we are puffing, we are in a seminar, we are puffing.
It's amazing.
It's always a cigar
That's
in,
a
in,
dream.
in your hand. So naturally you need a lot of cigars. So
Yeah.
it depends on the size too, because if you have a double Corona cigar, you don't have to smoke 10 double Corona cigars.
Yeah.
You may have one or two, then you go with another one. Cuba has always been, it's a fascination for me to go back every time there. It's crazy that how Cuba takes you in. There is a lot of imperfections in Cuba, and that makes Cuba so perfect.
Yeah.
And you can go to many other countries, and you can expect what you are expecting, but in Cuba, nothing happens how you expect it. It's always a surprise, and it's always something very special, and it gives you memory. And there is a story behind every journey I have been there. There is a story. I can tell hundreds of stories when you travel to Cuba. When you go to some other countries, depends on where you go, what you do, who you go with. But Cuba, whoever you go with, whatever you do, cigar, no cigar, you have stories, and that's
Amazing.
the beauty of it. So, without further ado,
I
you
just
have to.
I just went to Europe actually, and that was the most frustrating trip ever. Because I took my cigars and I was like everywhere I would take the cigar. Oh, sorry, sir, you can't smoke cigars here. You can't. And I'm like, what the hell are we doing here? Take me back to Dubai or Cuba.
It's a bit of
It's
change
so
happened in the recent
annoying.
times.
Honestly, it was very
Uh,
frustrating.
Europe has been going through a very difficult time in terms of cigar lovers, a lot of restrictions,
Yeah.
especially in UK. They are going to ban cigars to the people who are born after a certain year.
Yeah, I
So the
heard.
new generation
Yeah.
would never have
We'll never
cigars.
experience that.
Here is the cutter.
Thank
Enjoy
you.
your beautiful medio siglo. This is a very unique size. It's medium in body in terms of its strength. It's a 102 millimeter in length with a 52 ring size. The name itself, medio siglo, it's like half of a century. So, the Cohiba Siglo line, which is created for the 500th anniversary of the Christopher Columbus discovery of Cuba. So every century denotes to a particular cigar name: Siglo 1, Siglo 2, Siglo 3, Siglo 4, Siglo 5. Siglo 6 was released in 2002 to commemorate the celebration of the 10th year anniversary of Siglo Linea.
Oh wow.
And this is a 2016 release, which is commemorating the 50th anniversary of the Cohiba brand itself, something standard production. Of course, they released many cigars, but this is particularly standard production, still in production, so you can actually buy anytime. Very unique cigar, very special cigar. Some people goes like, I wish they made a little bit longer, because it looks like one or two. It's like a petit robusto, we
Yeah,
call it, but a little bit thicker.
Yeah.
Siglo
I
6.
like the size. It's
You would, I'm sure there is no one, there is very few people on earth that they say that Siglo 6 is not my cigar, but I don't trust them. I have never seen someone talks bad about Siglo 6. I'm sure you smoke Siglo 6. It's a divine cigar.
Yeah.
It's something extraordinary. And this is like, I can't call it half of a Siglo 6, even though may look like, but it is not because Siglo 6 is 150 millimeter in length with the same ring size. This is 102. So it's not half or something, but it's half of a century.
Look, to be honest with you, my knowledge of cigar, with me, cigars are like restaurants. If I go to a restaurant, I like a dish there, I go there to that same restaurant over and over again, and I order the same dish. I never order anything else. Because to me, nothing worse than being hungry, excited to eat. You order a dish and you get disappointed. So with cigars, I like Trinidad, Hoya de Monterey, Partagas, and Churchill. These are like my basics.
Go to cigars.
Go to cigars, and of course Cohiba for sure. But now I see so many limited edition cigars. Like limited edition this, limited edition that, and it makes me wonder: what makes a cigar limited edition? Because you're the expert. How much is it really different flavor? Like I'm curious to understand more about that.
So Cuba started to make limited edition cigars from 2000, early 2000, and every year they make 3 limited editions. And limited edition cigars are something special because the leaves of the cigars are extra aged to 2 more years. So that makes the cigar very special. It is more refined, a little bit stronger, because limited edition cigars, people have an expectation of something better than the cigars which is in the brand. So if you have a Cohiba limited edition, they would want it to taste it like it is special than any other Cohiba in the portfolio. So limited editions are looked upon as something extra special, extra tasty, exclusive blend. On top of it, it's limited to a certain box.
Okay.
So you won't find the limited editions over and over again in the following years unless you pay a huge price, as in wine. You have a particular cigar which is released in 2005, and today, if you want to have it, the price of the cigar at that time probably would be $500, and today it can go to $10,000. So there is a price to pay in order to get that particular vintage. So limited edition cigars, now it become even crazier than before because there is no much left from the old limited edition portfolios. People smoke them.
Okay.
Sometimes without even knowing the value of it, because Habanos, Cuban cigars, they were making limited editions actually slightly cheaper than the standard production back in the time.
Interesting.
And you would imagine that why would they do that?
But the price is justified in your opinion?
That time is over, Mr.
Okay.
D. The problem happened. There was a limited edition cigar. It was coming before, I would say, before 2020. Even until 2020 was okay. The price was so attractive. We are talking about Cohiba Talisman. I mean, when you look at Cohiba itself, Cohiba is the king of cigars. There is nothing about this. I mean, this is the cigar, right? In terms of its price, its blend, its taste, the way they make it, the story, the history, Fidel Castro, the Laguito, the factory, you name it. The women cigar rollers in Cuba and so on. And then Cohiba Talisman released in 2017. The starting price was $400. $400 for 10 cigars, which is $40 per piece. Today, the Siglo 6, the starting price is $110. It can go high, it cannot go low. So $110 is the Siglo 6, which is a standard production cigar. It's not limited. More or less the same size. It's not the same size, but more or less the same look and feel. With extra 2 years aged, you're getting $40 at the time. Today, there is a limited edition launched in 2021 as part of the 55th anniversary of Cohiba. The starting price of this product is $3,900 in a good country. In United Arab Emirates, our selling price in the local market is 30,000 dirhams for a box of 10. So that is 3,000 dirhams a piece, starting price. Think about it in 10 years. So limited edition used to be something which was underrated, let's say, or uh, people did not really appreciated it. Now they do. You know, if you look into the psychology of buying power, I think it goes like this: when you put the price more high, people appreciate it more than if you give it in their hand. I don't know why. It's like LVMH. You know, it's like Berluti. They used to make shoes for, let's say, $200, and today they make $2,000. They sell more. I don't know.
But I guess the question: are people buying them limited edition to smoke them, or they buying them to put them away and resell them? You know, and that kind of
There is an area
this
there. You
distorts the market. You know, like
see, uh, I'm blessed talking to people and seeing people and hanging out with people who enjoy them, you know, who have that passion to open a box of cigar which costs 100,000 dirhams and smoke it with you. So I'm blessed to have those friends around me. But there is an area, like you said, that they grab a box when they travel and they keep them on the corner in a
Yeah.
humidor and they flip it in online channels or whoever wanted to take them. We can't deny the fact that cigars become so expensive, some of the cigars, and then people see money in it, like how they see money in wine many years
Everything,
ago
yeah.
and today. So it's a fact that people do it, but fortunately for me, I hang out with my friends who can afford it, enjoy it, and then talk about it.
That's the
Because for
best.
them, smoking a limited edition cigar or a collection Habano is beyond money. It's about the memory you share with. I have friends coming from different parts of the world. They come to Dubai because Dubai is a world hub. This is the place on earth to visit, to enjoy, because Dubai is also super cigar friendly. You know, if you look into it deep, in comparison to many countries we go, Dubai is super cigar friendly because you have restaurants, we have cigar lounges, we have beautiful areas, terraces, whatever. It is created, dedicated for cigar lovers. Even there are restaurants I know, you have a dedicated cigar space and you're not allowed to smoke a cigarette.
I love that.
I love it. Cigarette, they have something too. But
Yeah.
if there's a gentleman who wanted to smoke a cigarette and go and sit in a couch where it is dedicated for cigar lovers,
Not allowed.
the team would say, "Sorry, sir, the cigarette people are here." You know, there is a reason why we are sitting on a couch, right? A cigarette smoker is a 5 minutes affair, unless you're gonna chain smoke it. But you know, in a restaurant, you don't have to do it. You gotta eat, you gotta talk, and then you come in between, smoke a cigar, and go back to your dining table. Cigar is not like this. It's lit once. If given a chance that you should smoke it with one lighting, because it's like a beautiful woman. You cannot take your eyes off from it, and then you have to pay attention all the time. If this is going to be like, oh, I'm gonna get off, you're gonna give a little kiss and a puff,
I like that.
like we hold the hands when we are at the dining table with your woman, because you cannot lose your attention, because it's something that cigar lovers has in them.
Yeah.
They always pay attention to details.
Yeah.
So the restaurants there in
Keep
Dubai,
checking the.
yeah, I keep checking how the burn is,
Yeah,
how it is. Everything is perfect. So Dubai today has this opportunity for the cigar lovers to come here and smoke and go to their country. So I have friends who come with a box of collection Habano, and they come and say that, Jasim, I want to smoke a cigar with you, but let's talk about this cigar. What is special about this cigar? Something extraordinary? What do you think? Maybe it's a bad cigar. It's expensive but bad cigar. What do you think? Maybe it's like that. What do you think? Maybe, shall we smoke it in 10 years time, 5 years time? Let's try one. So there is a conversation behind these exclusive products. Some others, they buy a box and keep it in the shelf and they want to flip it. We can't stop
No,
that.
you can't judge anyone.
We can't judge
I'm
anyone.
just, because sometimes these things starts to inflate the prices, like for the wrong reasons, basically. So what about New World cigars? I know you are the Cuban definitely like the purest. Uh, but I had an interview with a friend of mine who is more into the New World cigar, and it's interesting to see these kind of uh,
Differences.
differences. For me, I was telling him I find the New World cigars very spicy, like which I'm not very keen on super spicy cigars, but I found a lot of them are they have that like really strong flavor. I like my cigars, that I like the flavor to be very blended, where nothing is overpowering, you know. What do you think? What's your thought? Have you smoked New World cigars? Have you ventured there? Have you tried anything?
Okay, I'm going to take you to history a little bit. So let's talk about this. Up until the revolution, uh, on the globe, the cigars were made from the tobacco, which is from Cuba only. There were some productions in Dominican Republic, in Nicaragua. It's a true fact that there were productions because the land was so fertile and blessed with producing good tobacco in those countries as well. It's tropical, it's Caribbean, and then it works. It's magical. However, Cuba was the place to grow the best tobacco. Vegas de Primera. I mean, this the place. So people used to export tobacco leaves from Cuba to US, to Tamba, and they finish the cigars and they sell it in the US market. So USA was one of the most uh, friendly cigar lovers of Cuba. They were shipping it. They were the purchase power of USA for the Cuban cigar was extraordinary. At the time, you can even say that Middle East, as in we are, we don't have those cigars in 60s here that much. I'm sure there are very few people who have this opportunity and then the lifestyle of enjoying them. However, everything was going to US, Europe. It got stopped when the revolution happened with El Comandante Fidel Castro. Then naturally, uh, the tobacco cannot be exported from Cuba. This created a problem and an opportunity. The problem is because you cannot find Cuban tobacco, and you can actually find other tobacco from different regions, which is Dominican Republic, Nicaragua, and so on. So they started to explore the idea of creating the tobacco in those countries, domesticating the land, getting the same seed of Cuban tobacco, and trying to put it in their soil, and then creating it. This created a lot of cigar brands outside Cuba. If you look into one of the most popular favorite cigar brands of many is Arturo Fuente. And these cigars, uh, Senor Arturo Fuente, he's a Cuban gentleman. And he left Cuba when he was so young. And in 1911, he reached USA. Being a young kid, he loved tobacco. He knows how to produce tobacco. And he has always been in the tobacco world. And all what he did was creating cigars and then getting tobacco from Cuba and then shipping it to USA and finishing it in a way that he likes the Americans to smoke. So he was a believer of Cuban tobacco, and then he started to sell. He became so popular, and many others. It's not only him. There were many people can do the same. There's no monopoly over it. You can actually export. And then later, when the problem came in 1960s, of course, they have to find a new source. So they started to find different sources: Honduras, Nicaragua, and finally Dominican Republic. And now the New World cigars are popular. It is the same story of wines. It is the same story of probably many other products as well. Cuban cigar has a particular taste. It's 100% Cuban tobacco. I don't want to talk too much about the history, but I want to go specifically to your question. If you like a particular cigar with 100% purist, I mean, like you said, you are a purist of Cuban tobacco. Cuba has it. You have all the leaves. The filler binder wrapper is made in Cuba, coming from a very prestigious, honored location known as Pinar del Rio. And this is the best place on earth to grow the best tobacco, given the possibility of the greater humidity, humidity, perfect temperature, and also the land. And these locations were used for many, many, many years. We only know 500 years because 1492 is the time that Christopher Columbus discovered Caribbean island in Cuba. But we don't know before how many years they were doing it. The touch and the feel, you know. So, Cuba has always been producing these cigars and they become masters of this. Dominican Republic, on the other hand, or Nicaragua in that matter, they started this business. Some of the countries, they cannot make 100% puro. So they make mixed tobacco, which is not a problem. I don't see it as a problem. I see it as an opportunity that you can actually mix 3 different origin in one cigar. So you have a filler coming from Dominican Republic, a binder coming from Ecuador, and a wrapper coming from Cameroon.
Interesting.
So this is like a mixed tobacco, and cigar lovers started to explore, appreciate, enjoy it, because you can enjoy a different product, not just one kind of tobacco.
Like a blended whiskey versus the single malt.
Single
basically.
malt whiskey.
Yeah, yeah.
So I want to call this as a single malt.
Yeah, yeah.
And the others, probably it's a blended whiskey family, let's say. But there is a taste to it, right? There is a taste, there is a feel on it, there is different nuances, different aroma. So sometimes when you choose a cigar from a particular origin, in your case, you said that it was too spicy for your palate. Might be from Nicaragua. They are known for their spice because of the volcanic soil they have. When you go to Dominican Republic, you have a different taste. It's very close to the Cuban taste of softness. It's not mild, but it's softer, it's refined, because it's also time that matters. Because Cuban land is being domesticated for decades, centuries. So, whereas Dominican Republic, there are some lands which is being domesticated for decades and centuries, but some others not. Because people are growing tobacco anywhere and everywhere now because they wanted to produce tobacco and predominantly sell to US market, because US market have an embargo from Cuba. Not embargo from Cuba. I mean, USA created embargo by themselves, not to get Cuban product. Cuba does not mind to ship it, but I think Americans don't allow them to the sanctions. So since the revolution time, America cannot get Cuban cigars officially. Of course, they smuggle it.
Yeah.
You will be shocked the amount of people I know in USA who are smoking Cuban cigars.
Well, you know the funny story about Kennedy when he started the sanction, before he announced it,
in Corona.
he got them to buy him a lot of
3,000 cigars he ordered, and he signed the paper. You know,
Exactly.
So this is happening even today because the people are trying to get from other origins. You can actually find Cuban cigars in Dominican Republic. There is a La Casa Lavano.
Okay.
And you can find it in Panama.
So they're buying it through other channels.
Official.
Yeah, yeah.
No, the La Casa Lavano Dominican Republic is official, right?
Okay.
So you can actually buy from there. It's slightly expensive, and because they want to promote their product naturally. So I see non-Cuban cigar as something different than Cuban naturally. Do I smoke them? Yes.
Okay.
Because
that's what I wanted to know. You do?
I do smoke each and everything and anything and everything. Because for me, many people would, it's a controversial thing. I like it. Oh, do you smoke non-Cuban cigars? Oh, really? You're not that Cuban guy. I am. If you don't know what's coming new in the market, you can't talk about it.
Yeah.
I have to smoke anything and everything in order for me to understand who they are, what taste they have, what blend they have, what is special. Maybe I like it. Maybe it's something which I like. You know, we never know. If you allow yourself not to smoke it, how do you know that is good or bad by yourself? Of course, you can Google it. I don't trust nobody in this. I trust only my palate when it comes to cigars. I don't follow Cigar Aficionado. I don't follow Cigar Journal and say that, oh, this cigar is 99 point. I don't care. I want to smoke it. I will tell it it's 99. Because your palate is not the same as others. It's all about your taste buds. It's all about the experience in food and beverages you have from your mama to your childhood to the way you explore your life, everything matters here.
Mm.
You know, it's as if like you when you go to a perfume shop, they allow you to try this perfume. It reminds you something. You have this fragrance connected with something. I don't know. Maybe it's your love affair back in the time, your first love. Maybe it is your first car. Maybe it is your uh, first travel. Maybe it's school. I don't know. It's bergamot. It's jasmine. You know, for me, some of the perfume. One of the favorite perfume I have is from Christian Dior private line, and there is one particular perfume. It's jasmine origin, and for me, jasmine is something which I grew up with. My sister's name is Jasmine, and we had a jasmine tree in front of our house. Not a tree. I mean, it's a plant grown to like a
Yeah.
tree, and my childhood memory is all about this jasmine falling on the floor that I'm taking it every day to smell it. And this is something connected with it. And cigars are the same. It's about the palate is different, the experience is different. So I could not say that I trust somebody else's palate who come from a different origin. I have to trust my palate. There are cigars that I enjoy from non-Cuban world. I appreciate it, I taste it, I like it, I smoke time to time. But any given day, I go back to my Cuban cigar.
Yeah, it's funny. I was watching an interview with this gentleman, and he was saying how the New World cigars are much better rolled, etc., etc. And then the interview said to him, "And what cigars do you smoke?" He said, "I only smoke Cuban." But he's saying the manufacturing and the logistic of the New World is superior to Cuban, but he only smokes Cuban. So it's quite
No,
funny.
it's a fact that the production in many other countries have a different. It has some advancement. You know, Cuba is an old country.
But that's what's beautiful about the Cuban cigar.
That's the beauty. You
The
know,
imperfections, you know?
when you go to Cuba, you have this cars which is old. Their pistons are damaged since 30 years old. They create their own pistons, and they make it so special. And they are stuck in that island, and they innovate things uh, unimaginable today, even special because there is no electricity in Cuba, and they're creating solar panels by themselves, and there is no import. They are doing so many things, right? So cigars, if you don't love the imperfections of cigars, you can't enjoy a Cuban cigar.
Yeah.
Construction can go sometimes when you take a cigar, if it is too tight, there is no way they can enjoy it. It's not good. I agree to that part, you know. But it's not everything about construction. You know, I have this perfect example. It just came out one day from my mouth when I was talking. A good chef, if you have the best ingredients, he can actually master the best dish. A good chef, if you have a bad ingredient, you can do whatever you want. Your dish won't be as tasty as the other one. The ingredient matters. The premium, high quality tobacco is very important. The reason why I smoke is not for nicotine. Many people they do for nicotine because there is nicotine in cigars. The reason why I smoke, because cigar world is very diverse. Some people smoke for the passion of it, for the elegance of it, the show off. It's a part of it. Some people smoke for the nicotine, the strength. They need that in the day, during the day. Some people replace their cigarette and shisha to cigar so they can smoke less. Some people smoke for the taste and the aroma. I smoke for the taste and aroma. The strength comes as an added value to it. I love it. I enjoy it. But I'm not a guy that I wake up in the morning, I'm like, oh my God, if I don't smoke a cigar today, that I'm going to have a bad day. No. It's okay.
That's, I mean, when we were talking about cigarettes and cigar, I always say cigarettes are a byproduct of stress. I feel like a lot of people who smoke cigarettes, they smoke them when they're stressed. And the reason they smoke cigarettes when they're stressed is because it helps them breathe deeper. And this is why they smoke cigarette. And you see them outside their office go and going back to work. Where cigars, you have to, have time to sit, relax, whether you're on your
Atmosphere,
own,
yeah.
whether with friends. But you need, so it's the opposite. It's the complete opposite effects on us. So smoking cigars to me is It's part of relaxation. At the end of the day, if I had a stressful day, I like to sit down, smoke a cigar, sometimes just by myself, me and my beautiful cigar, just taking my time, an hour, and then I'm ready to conquer.
Now we say this: if you have a bad day, go to your humidor and take your best cigar. Your day will be good.
Yeah,
If you have a good day, you go to your humidor. You can take any cigar, but take the best cigar also. Your day will be extraordinary. There are no bad days when you smoke a cigar.
100%. So tell us how you, obviously, you're super passionate about cigars. And, I don't think we've had cigar conversation. And now that we're having this, I realize how knowledgeable you are. And you turned it into a full-time thing, which is incredible. So how did that happen? How did you turn a passion into, I don't want to call it a career, but a life? How did you do that?
So, as a youngster, I was a more than a bodybuilder. I don't smoke cigarettes. I don't smoke shisha. I don't smoke cigars. I don't drink alcohol. I don't do anything collectively, let's call it, harmful to body because that's how you grew up, saying that this is bad, that's bad, this is bad. So I was always doing the good things for my body. I come to UAE. I was born here, but I was raised in India. I came back to UAE. I started to explore job opportunities, and I end up in this beautiful company who are the official distributors of Cuban cigars, which I have no clue about. I joined the company, and the first thing my ex-boss at the time, he asked me that, Jasim, do you smoke? And I said, no. And he said, okay, do you know we sell cigars? I said, I don't know. Because in his office, there was this beautiful frame, which was the Cuban Warranty seal. That's what you see here. He has this poster of this Cuban Warranty seal. And I asked him, what is this, And next to it, there was the picture of Che,
Okay.
El Comandante Che. And I know Che.
Yeah, of course.
I grew
Who
up
doesn't
with
know
Che.
Che?
Who doesn't know Che? And there is this beautiful image of Che smoking a longer cigar.
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, this I know. This I know, of course. And I asked him, is it a problem if I don't smoke? Then he said, no, it's not. But I want you to know. This was the beginning. It took some time for me to understand what is a cigar. It happened with one gentleman who was visiting UAE at the time for the jewelry and watch exhibition. I was in Abu Dhabi, in Adnik. I was at the exhibition representing the company. And this gentleman come from the official partners of Habanos. And we were doing a show there. We were doing a live cigar rolling. We have display of cigars.
Yeah.
We were expanding the culture of cigars to the jewelry and the watch world. And this gentleman came to me and he said that we can smoke inside Adnik. Imagine this time.
Yeah, that's amazing. Huh?
It's amazing. Today you cannot even imagine about it. And he said, let's smoke. So here this guy, he have a guayabera, and there are 3 cigars coming out from this pocket because the guayabera has a kind of pocket which can handle a Robusto hiding. But anything above Robusto, it will stand up and it is over here. So he had this 3 cigars with a pigtail on it.
Okay.
It's there. And he just, this was a couple of days after joining the company. And he just handed over his cigar to me and he said, it's your cigar, smoke. I have no clue. I never smoked anything in my life. And I am like, I have to smoke it because it's not a good gesture.
Exactly.
So I took the cigar, but I don't know where to cut it. Should I cut it in the middle? Imagine you have a cigar like this. I cut it in the middle, cut it in the head, cut it in the foot. And he said, he looked at me. Initially, he was not looking at me because he was thinking that I know, right? Because he's been told that I know what I'm doing. He cut his cigar, and I watched him cut. He just cut the head of the cigar, the pigtail part, and he don't have a lighter. So he said, do you have a lighter? I said, I don't have. So I went and to the counter of the place where we display the products. We had a lighter. I took the lighter and gave it to him, and he started to toast it, and he smoked it. And me, I knew now I can cut the head of the cigar, but I don't know where to cut, how deep to cut. I'm so nervous. And he understood. I mean, it's easy for the cigar lovers to understand who someone who does not smoke. You can understand. If you hand over a cigar to a man who never smoked a cigar, definitely it
Yeah.
takes you 3 seconds to understand, you know? So he said, you don't smoke. He said, not really. I was very honest, very young, super young. And he said that, if you don't smoke, I can call your general manager and tell him that you don't smoke. Then I'm like, no, 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 no. My visa is not stamped. Wait a minute. I can smoke. No, no. He said, I'm kidding. If you don't smoke, it's okay. And I said, no, no, no. I'm willing to try, you know. At that moment, I made a decision. Why not? That is the thing came in my, I was so against smoking, believe me. Because for me, it was harmful, right? And I cut the cigar myself because he pushed me to cut the cigar. And he told me, don't cut too deep. Less is more. And one firm cut. And then I cut. And he toasted it for me. I did not toast it because he knew that if I toast it, I'm going to completely
Destroy it.
blacken the wrapper. He toasted it and he handed over the cigar to me. The first puff, full of cough. Big cough.
Do you remember the cigar?
I remember the cigar. And big cough. And he said, Chico, is Spanish. Chico, don't inhale it. This is not a cigarette. And I told him, I don't smoke cigarette. I don't even know what is inhaling. You know, I know only drinking, eating, and I have no idea how this inhaling happens. And he said that try to hold it in your throat. Keep the smoke in your mouth, you know, and then it will start to open up in your palate with the taste buds. It will give the impulse to the brain. Try to analyze it. Close your eyes. Try to feel it. So I did. I did not inhale. I just hold the cigar in the mouth. Some part of it still goes, but I held it. And I understand that this is not something that I ever experienced in my life. You know, in the college, all my friends were smoking cigarettes. One day, somebody put a cigarette on my mouth, like forcefully, and then he tried to, you know, in the college you do this kind of stuff, and then I hated it, and I push him away, and so I know the taste of tobacco in cigarettes, but I don't know the taste of cigar, and I felt it like a great difference from what I know and what I've been smelling from. My father was a cigarette smoker. My father is a cigarette smoker. He's still smoking here and there. And I know what is a smell because I grew up with this lingering smell all the time. So cigar is not this, right? The aroma of the cigar was extraordinary. I was so blessed. Remember, this time there is no camera phone. I had a Nokia 3120, something like this, 2120, something like this. No camera, you can take a picture. The cigar what he handed over to me was a Cohiba Coronas Especiales. This is a shorter version of a Cohiba Lancero. It's 152 millimeter in length with a 38 ring size. Okay. This is a medium to full-bodied cigar from Cohiba. This was one of the most popular cigar smoked by Fidel because Fidel was popularizing Lancero. Okay. However, he also smoked Corona Especiales. Given the time, it's limited less than the Lancero time.
What are the gauges of those cigars?
So Lancero is 38. Okay. Corona Especiales is also 38.
Okay.
But it is a shorter. It's a shorter version of Lancero. Lancero is long. It's 192 millimeter.
Damn.
Whereas Corona Especiales is 152. So this gentleman, he had Corona Especiales for the time that he had, you know, and he's representing Habano, so he have the good taste when it comes to cigars. So that was the first cigar I smoked. It started there. I understand cigars are different. I approached, because he handed over another Cohiba Corona Especiales to me. I went back to the cigar shop. I kept it. I look at it, when to smoke it, how to smoke it. I smoked a lot of other cigars. Mostly non-premium cigars in the beginning. That's what we could get. Jose Lepidra, Quintero, Rafael Gonzalez, Vegueros. At that time, it was different because it was the most affordable cigar, but it's still handmade. But it got discontinued later in time and reintroduced in the market later. But there were so many cigars. Remember, in 2004, the cigar world had hundreds and hundreds of cigars in any shop you go, anywhere you go, hundreds and hundreds of cigars where you can choose from.
All small brands. Yeah.
There were, see,
Are they? We're talking about Cuban, right?
27 brands are there from Cuba.
Okay.
And at that time, there were other couple of brands because it was 33. So there were few brands which was discontinued at the time that I joined the world of cigars, but it was still available. An example is Los Tatos Deluxe. This is an old cigar brand which was there, and they got discontinued in the end of 80s, but we had them
Yeah.
in the shops. It's machine-made cigars, but it's tasty, it's old. So, but today we are talking about 27 cigar brands, and officially producing standard production and other productions based on year of release, limited edition, Gran Reserva, Reserva, Collection Habano. So there were so many cigars. Today there are cigars, but sometimes it's not all the 27 brands in the shelf on a given day. Okay, you may see maybe 20 brands, but not 27 brands. It's coming back. It takes time. There is a huge scarcity and a crazy demand, and Cuban cigars become something extraordinary in the last 2 decades, which I know because
So you've been with the same company since then?
yes,
Wow.
I'm a loyal guy.
That's amazing.
I'm a loyal guy. I'm at
So
the
I'm
same
sure the
company.
thing that kept you there is the cigar.
Nothing else. I mean, there is no more than there is. Cigars are one of the driving force in it. You know, Dubai is an extraordinary country. You get a lot of opportunities when you are in the luxury segment. You know me from art,
Yeah.
which was part of the things that I do as a kind
But
of
look,
hobby.
I can still see the artist in you.
I
look
change
at
it to
the way you
dressing.
dress.
I change
Yeah,
it dressing
exactly.
rather than putting something on the painting. You
Now
know?
you're the art piece.
It's very easy for me. Many people ask that, Jasim, how do you carry these flamboyant colors? You know, I look at the cigar boxes. Look at these guys. They put amarillo with black and white and gold. Why don't you do it on you? Because our skin is also like this, different color code, but you can actually dress it like this. And that's how I look at it. I look at every cigar box, and I got inspired from the old lithography of
Yeah,
Cuban
they're
cigars.
beautiful.
It's beautiful. Look
Yeah.
at Romeo and Julieta, you know?
Definitely,
You have
they're
this
amazing.
red with white, and it inspires you. It gives you an idea that these kind of colors can work too, you know? Sometimes it's too much. There is a boundary there because you know fashion. You are in this, so the fashion has this boundary that if you cross that line, you become a bit more than flamboyant.
Yeah.
It looks too much of colors like mask. Some guys call me mask. I like it because of the hat, and the collars. Because sometimes I wear a green jacket, you know, with a yellow tie.
You're definitely not afraid of color.
No.
That's for sure.
No, no, no. I always love color. See, art world, cigar world,
Yeah.
colors are part of life. Who wanted to, you know, as a young baby, initially they will see black and white, and later they explore colors. The moment you give them colors, they get excited. And for me, colors are exciting to work with. Let it be a lighter, let it be a cigar, let it be clothing, let it be a watch. It's nice to see colors on this. Naturally, there is black and white has his statement, it's powerful, it's interesting. Sometimes I do maybe a gala night, you know, but then during the day I like to be colorful.
That's cool. That's cool. That's you. That's your signature. Cuba. When was the first time you went to Cuba?
2007,
Oh wow. Okay.
private, personal, nothing business.
Okay.
And just wanted to know more. And like I said earlier, Dubai is filled with opportunities. So I was this close to change my career. Not because of the passion to, not because I lack passion in cigars. I always want to keep cigars on the side. That trip to Cuba changed my life. And I give that credit to Cuba and to one cigar. And I reached Cuba. I smoked my first cigar in Hotel Nacional, in the patio of Hotel Nacional. The cigar what I picked from Castelhavano was a Trinidad Fundadores. And that's why the one of the most exciting cigar for me in terms of its taste as well as its flavor. And it's emotional for me because that's the cigar that made me hook up to not to run away from the cigar world. In spite of money, in spite of, you know, like Dubai has watch world, real estate world, car world. Everybody was calling me to work with because when you are exposed to the luxury segment, doing collaborations with these brands, they would see you as a youngster who could be their partner, right, in their business. Because I was very young. Imagine in 2007, I was very young, and then I go to a watch collaboration with cigars. The guy tell me that, don't you want to work with us? You know, we have better salary, and we have, you know, you don't have to be smoking cigar. You can actually enjoy watch, and we give you a watch. I'm like, Chico, okay, let me think about it. You know. Anyway, it took long years, but now I know for sure. Even I knew at the time, but now I know for sure. This is life.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So, if you are forced to go to an island, if you've been, you know, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, you can go to island, you have to go and live on an island by yourself for the rest of your life, and you can only take one brand of cigar that we will deliver to you ongoing. What brand would you take? Which cigar would you take with you?
I'm going to answer this question to another dimension. So when you receive an award from Cuba, Hombre de La Habano, so when I received the award in 2023, they allow you to get one box of cigar rest of your life. So you can choose anything from standard production. I can choose a Bejique, I can choose a Siglo 6, Medio Siglo, Churchill's from Romeo and Juliet, you name it. You can choose whatever in production.
And a lifetime supply.
Lifetime supply, one box every year.
That's amazing.
That is on your name.
Beautiful.
It will be the best of that particular blend. They will make sure that that blend is in utmost perfection. They will give you a sealed box when you reach Cuba for the festival, and they will hand it over to you until you die. And this is the greatest honor.
That's amazing.
To one of the for me the greatest honor is that as well, because you got to choose the cigar, and there is a story behind it. So the cigar what I chose, and that's the same cigar I'm going to choose in the island. So that is a Trinidad Fundadores. This is a thicker version of a Lancero. Instead of a 38 ring size Cohiba Lancero, this is a 40 ring size.
Okay.
The length is 192 millimeters, same as Lancero. And this came to life in 1969. It was meant only for diplomats. It was only meant to be for the people who Fidel Castro wanted to give a gift. So this product was created only to gift to certain people. Cohiba was in the beginning like that too. However, Cohiba became commercialized in 82, especially after what's going on with Davidoff cigars made in Cuba. And they made the Cohiba exclusively for the premium segment, which has a great story, and everybody can afford it. But until 1982, Cohiba wasn't given to any common man. But Trinidad was the secret weapon in Fidel's world, because he was using Trinidad up until 1998. He was keeping the cigar only for the Cuban diplomats or the people who come, state heads and so on. So it becomes so popular after the first write-up in the Cigar Aficionado from Marvin Shanken. And he wrote a small article because he visited Cuba first time, I think it's 93 or 94. And he wrote an article about the Cuba's best kept secret is not only Cohiba.
Interesting. To be honest with you, I didn't know Trinidad until much later on. Even when I used to go and, buy Cohiba and what have you, I used to see the brand Trinidad, but I didn't know much about it. So I never bought it. I only started smoking Trinidad during COVID, actually, believe it or not.
So Trinidad is, it's a wrong time to start smoking Trinidad because they increase the price.
Yeah. The price is crazy
because,
now.
See, Trinidad cigars were underrated to the core.
It doesn't
The
matter.
price of the cigar, the Trinidad Fundadores, I took in Cuba in 2007. The price was $8. Yeah, $8. Today, the Fundadores, a box of cigar is official price in UAE is 11,000 dirhams for 24 cigars. It was always being sold on a lower price margin because it was a niche brand. It was not a global brand. It is not a global brand yet, but it would be. It will be, inshallah.
It's not global till now.
It's not a global brand yet.
Okay.
So
So
we
it's still
call
niche.
it's still it's niche because it does not have a lot of cigar releases from it, right?
But I
Because
like that. I like how
it's very
it's very limited in in what they offer.
it's like a
I hope
boutique.
it stays like this.
I
I really do.
They're trying to popularize it a little bit because Trinidad had gone through the price hike, which is one of the reasons. They kept Trinidad equal to Cohiba in pricing, in is the way it is presented. Back in the time, it wasn't like that. Trinidad have very few vitolas in production. So if you look into it, in Trinidad, you have Fundadores, you have Trinidad Coloniales, Trinidad Reyes, you have Trinidad Vihia, you have Trinidad Esmeralda, Media Luna, Topaz, and some other added products to it, which is like special releases, like Trova La Caslavano release, La Ville, which is also La Caslavano and Habano specialist release. So the standard production is still a handful, it's few. When it comes to Cohiba, you have a lot of cigars. I mean, it's not enough, but there is a lot of production. You have the whole Siglo line, you have the Classic line, and you have the Maduro line, and you have the Bejique line. So we are talking about more than 20, 25 cigars as a regular production. And Trinidad is still small. So when you look into the global brands are only 6. We're talking about Cohiba, Monte Cristo, Romeo Julieta, Hoyo de Monterrey, Achievement, and Partagas. So these are the brands, we call it global brands. Trinidad still did not reach there. But the good things are they are making a lot of popularity for Trinidad cigars. There is a new Trinidad Reserva coming in 2 months.
Okay.
The release is happening in Switzerland on 18th of September. This is the Trinidad first Reserva. So you have Reservas from many brands. All the global brands have Reserva plus Bolivar. And this is the first time Trinidad is going to get this award, because I call it an award. It's a recognition of the brand when you are offered a Reserva and Grand Reserva. So they're getting a Reserva for Trinidad Vihia. Vihia is launched in 2014 and very interesting size. Torres, thick, something like what we're smoking. It's a bit thicker than this. Yeah. And they're going to get a Reserva. So Trinidad is popularizing. Like you said, many Cuban masters don't want Trinidad to be, commercialized in the level of other products. I don't know. This is in the hands of Cuba. My favorite cigar is Trinidad and Cohiba.
Yeah.
If you take out the Trinidad Fundadores for the island part and the love affair which I have from the first day I approached Trinidad, I go back to Cohiba. I go back to Esplendidos. This is one of my favorite Vitola as well. It's a Churchill size Esplendidos, released in '89. One of the perfect cigar. So when you look into my journey out cigars, my first cigar is Cohiba Corona Especiales. Naturally, I should go back to Cohiba Corona Especiales as a Holy Grail cigar, or El Lancero, because there is a big story behind Fidel Castro and the discovery of this particular brand and so on, particular cigar and later a brand. But I still stay loyal to my best friend, to my emotional cigar, Trinidad Fundadores.
Amazing. Well, it's been a very insightful conversation. Honestly.
I'm gonna ask the same question to you.
Honestly,
I know that it's your call to me, but I want to ask you the same question. What would be your island smoke?
Oof, very hard, wallah. Very, very hard. I really, really like Hoyo de Monterrey, Epicure.
Number 2.
Yeah, I really like it. I know it's very light.
It's classic.
But I love it. It's
Remember,
really one of my favorite.
This is also a cigar which is got a reward of Reserva.
Yeah, I love
Yeah,
that
it's
cigar.
a beautiful cigar.
Yeah,
One of my favorite cigar too.
yeah,
Naturally we should a day smoke would be epicure would be an ideal cigar, but
yeah.
considering 60 years of anniversary of Cohiba, and because of this we have a few conversation about Cohiba. It's beautiful. I mean,
No, I mean, look, I think all cigars are beautiful, like you said, and the art that goes into making the cigar, and you can see it, like even in the box, the labels, the passion, the rolling. It's just so much love goes into making one cigar, and I
agree.
think that's what's so beautiful about cigar. And it's one of those things that as we progress in life and with AI and technology and all of this stuff, there's nothing much left like this. I always say cigars and horses are like the two things that grind me personally. Yeah, because they both are very ancient practices, and I love that.
No, I
Keeps me
remember.
feeling like I'm a human. I'm not a robot.
I remember this guy. I forgot his name. The CEO of Nvidia. He was saying when he was launching his new product, and he said that still we need plumbers because AI can't do it.
Mm,
And I wish he would say that we still need cigar rollers and cigar master blenders because AI cannot do it.
exactly.
So this is one of those kind of gift from God that AI can master how to make a cigar band, but I don't think that AI can master how to make a cigar itself. Uh, Many people would imagine to market it and sell it, yes, but then the production of this product is human. It's 300 pair of hands. It took 2 years minimum to produce a cigar in the right way, in the right manner. And it takes a lot of effort and passion because in Cuba or in other countries, it's not the guys who roll cigars or the guys who blend and master this art. They are not paid a lot of money. They work for the passion.
Mm,
They are still in their country. They wanted to devote their life. The people who I know in the cigar world, they have been cigar rollers for 20, 30, 40 years, and they continue doing it. The grandmother, their ancestor jobs and whatnot. So there is a lot of passion in this product, and it's a product that it can only work with passion. And when people say that, oh, but you smoke cigar in Dubai, in a interesting country. Yeah, but it's not that I smoke just only for the luxurious idea of it. I smoke feeling all that passion,
mm,
and every puff I take, I dedicate a part of my emotion to the people who work so hard in the industry and the people who put these product in together. 5 leaves, 5 plus 6 leaves. Cohiba, one of the product has 6 leaves, which is Cohiba Behique Medio Siglo. Cohiba Behique Medio Tiempo. uh, 5 leaves put together, refined, perfect balance, and you relax. And believe me, this is not as harmful as sugar.
no, I totally. But I see, actually, coming back to your point, I see a lot of younger people smoking cigars. But I feel like a lot of them are smoking for the wrong reason. It's smoking to be seen with a cigar, or like there's a ceremony to smoking a cigar. And I see that's kind of lacking. And I think you're doing a great job in educating people about cigar and about the ceremonial kind of process of smoking a cigar, and why we smoke a cigar, and that's very, very important.
It's a time that you give it to yourself, right? And of course, you can smoke it with your friends as a gathering, and you can smoke it with whatever occasion it is. It could be a very interesting after dinner affair, it could be a lounge experience, it could be a business meeting. But there is a part of that enjoyment goes to you. As you get relaxed, you give that time to yourself to think, to develop, to explore, to write, to read, to innovate, and also to connect. So I believe this cigar has, there is no other product which I've seen like this. This is one of the greatest connection between human. And this is something that you can come to this beautiful cigar lounge. You're all by yourself. You sit, smoke a cigar, There'll be a gentleman sitting there or a lady sitting there, naturally said, hey, or is smoking. This is something that, and we start a conversation. And there is nothing. They do different business. They don't even know the name. In the end, you go your way and she or he will go their way. There is a camaraderie and there is a connection between humans. And I don't see any other product in the world which has this. Because sometimes some of the product, it has a hidden agenda behind every conversation. This is pure love, it's passion.
So true. So true. Thank you so much for your time.
Welcome.
I really enjoyed this conversation, and we have to do it more often, man.
See, every cigar is a memory.
We have
We
to
will
do it
definitely
more
do it.
often.
Every cigar is a
Definitely.
memory. And believe me, and I say this, I'm not saying it's for the media. Every cigar is a memory. And today, when I smoke this particular cigar with you, after long years we haven't met, it keeps in my memory forever. I have never smoked a cigar without keeping a part of it in my memory. So cigar for me is memory, people, connection, passion, love. So this is going to be in the books of my memory, which will never fade.
Amazing.
And we're going to repeat it again,
For sure.
inshallah.
Inshallah.
And we will smoke another cigar, another occasion, another time. We'll speak about something else. Next time we'll speak about a brand maybe which is not so popular. Could be San Cristobal de La Habana.
Love to.
You know.
We'd love to. Thank you so much.
Hasta luego.
Thank you. Muchas gracias.
Hermano, gracias, gracias.